Hello, everyone. Good evening from Delhi. I'm Shweta from Guinea's Planet, and she is Ginny from Guinea's Planet. And we welcome you to this conversation where we are going to talk to Bhaswati, whose session on ScrapCraft is scheduled on 25th of October, a day on Guinea's Planet. You by now would have understood that a day on Guinea's Planet is a long online mela where we are having 23 events right from 8:15 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. So that gives us an opportunity to actually join you in whichever time zone you are, hoping that you will be able to make it to at least some of the sessions. So let's know who Bhaswati is because you are going to meet her on 25th, but let's get to know her before you meet her. So Bhaswati, tell us, who are you?
Thanks, Sweta. Hi, everybody. So I am Bhaswati, as Shweta already mentioned. I am a mother of a preschooler who is going to turn 5 in next month. I got introduced to Guinea's Planet through another familiar face in Guinea's Planet, that is Polumi. And when she introduced me to Shweta, and when we discussed one day, and we realized that probably we can together positively contribute to the cause and objective to Guinea's Planet through the craft work that I had been doing recently. As for my background, I graduated and completed my master's in statistics from University of Delhi. And I had been a professional with a multinational company in banking and financial domain, particularly working in the area of statistical analysis for more than 12 years. So right now, I moved into USA with my family 2 years back, and I am based out of USA at present. So that's pretty much about myself.
Thank you for sharing that, Bhaswati. So tell us more about before we talk about your session. Tell us more about your initiative, ScrapCraft, because we have named our session with you as ScrapCraft with a slightly different spelling. But you have
Yeah,
your own YouTube channel as well. So tell us about it. How did that happen? What do you do with that?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, Shweta, art and craft has been something I is very close to my heart. For the reason that I grew up seeing my grandmother, my cousin sisters doing magnificent artwork at home. Um Post that, as it happens with all child, academics take the forefront, and art and craft stays as your hidden passion, and that's how happened with me also. But something like recycling is something that has been embedded within me from since childhood. Like growing up in a middle class family, I have seen my grandmother storing all those dalda containers to store pulses, right? And and that concept of recycling started from there. However, of late I feel that with the environmental concerns that we are seeing all around us, recycling and reusing is something I find very close to my heart again. And I feel that each and every individual should contribute in their whichever small way it is, as much as possible. So, with that objective in mind, I initially started making crafts and posting pictures in my Facebook account. And gradually, over time, I started receiving personal requests from my friends, relatives, even ex colleagues to upload tutorials, and they wanted to replicate those at their end also. So, on their persistence and encouragement, I started this YouTube channel, which is called ScrapCraft. And if you go to my channel, and you would see actually there are crafts, multiple crafts that I had been doing. Um, some of them are kids appropriate because I try to involve my 4-year-old daughter in those craft work as well. And of course, there are some crafts which are very close to my heart, which I do for myself for decorating my home. And that's how the whole objective of converting your trash to treasure is what motivated me to start this initiative.
So I've seen your products and photos, and they look very bright and nice. Like you before and after kind of a photo is fascinating. Now I
Thank
know
you.
that in 30 minutes of the session that you're taking on 25th, I know that in 30 minutes I know all that can't come in. So what should people expect on 25th, and what should they bring to your session? What is happening?
Yeah, sure. So I also with my kid, and I guess everybody who is a mother who has a kid at home would know that after a certain while, once a kid plays with a toy, he or she just gets over with it and is done with the toy, and we ultimately end up it ends up in our trash over time. So I had been practicing this at my end to come rather make perishable toys with which the child can play, and after a while, once he or she is done with it, you can actually trash it and it doesn't pollute your environment in some way. So with that objective in mind, and also taking into consideration the current pandemic situation, I have thought of creating a pretend play toy set for kids, which obviously would be done under adult supervision, because there will be involvement of using scissors and knives and strong glues. Like I use hot glue, so if you can bring hot glue or a strong glue like Fevicol or something like that, that would need adult supervision also. So what we would try to do is probably use a shoe box, or if you don't have a shoe box, maybe a medium sized cardboard box. I just keep one for a sample, something like, a box like this, which can I think you can see it. So something like this, which we can use to make a pretend play toy set for the kids to play with. And we would be, of course, needing some scissors and knife, newspapers, old greeting cards, some yarn or wool, or if you have even jute threads, that would also work. We would also need a skewer or a knitting needle, or and a masking tape. Now, of course, these are not mandatory. We can obviously improvise, because all these are scrap things that we would be ultimately using. So even if you don't have it, we can find out an alternative with whatever scraps we have in hand. So nothing very overwhelming, but all the things that would be available at your hand, with some colors and markers as well, we can try out something. I'll keep it as a surprise, so that we know what we are doing. But it's gonna be a pretend play toy set, which I
Right.
guess kids would enjoy.
Right.
And
And you're talking about perishable toys, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah. So that sounds fun and exciting, and I know that audience might be overwhelmed with the long list that they've just heard, which is much of it is optional. I know. So
Yeah,
for the benefit of audience, I would like to say that along with Bhaswati's, there are also other sessions happening where there is art and craft and doll making happening. So we are going to create a list of things that the participants need to come with. Like for example, if you come for a yarn doll making, obviously you'll have to bring yarn. So those kind of specifications we will share with people who are going to book either the whole day pass or these specific workshops. Especially if a child is coming along, so you will get that list. Don't worry. Like obviously you can go back and forth in this video, but don't worry. Uh, so before we close, Bhashwati, tell me. I mean, it's a common question to everyone. Um, while the reality is that you're giving your time free for this, even if it's 30 minutes, you are planning, you're designing your session, and you are giving your time to people because it's a fundraiser for us. So what is making you do this, like give your time free for us and our initiative?
sure, Shweta. So, firstly, I want to thank you for considering me in this noble initiative. I really feel very connected to the cause that you are trying to actually showcase. And I honestly, when I came to know about Guinea's Planet, I was instantly able to connect to its goal and objective from a personal standpoint, based on my personal experiences from childhood till motherhood till today. And I believe, like in today's competitive world, sometimes we have perhaps subconsciously, and I think mostly subconsciously, focused more on developing our competitive skills rather than focusing on our social emotional skills for the new generation to come. So um, and I believe that not just every child, every individual is unique in their own way and have their own different timeline of doing things in a certain way. Uh, and and that is why I think it's high time we work towards a world of empathy, inclusiveness, and acceptance, despite all types of differences. So differences could be how we look, how we talk, how we think, how we walk, everything that we can think under the roof. So uh, I, as a mother, I would want my child to grow up in such a world, and that perfectly aligns with what Guinea's Planet is trying to achieve, and that's why I feel very connected and opted to volunteer.
Thank you for putting that so beautifully, Bhaswati. I mean, what you said actually is exactly what we keep saying when we talk about our vision and what we do, because we keep saying that there's nothing like perfect bodies and perfect ways of beings. And that's what we're challenging. We're trying to say that everybody's okay the way they are, and being different is all right. And there's nobody who should feel odd one out in this world. So thank
Very
you
true.
for joining us. And for the audience, I would like to share. Uh, you will meet Bhashwati and many other resource persons who align with our vision in such a passionate way and in such a personal way as Bhashwati just mentioned. And everybody is designing and curating their sessions for you, especially with that purpose also in their mind. So do book your ticket for Bhashwati's session. If you want to come for her ScrapCraft initiative, Make Perishable Toys, book event number 18, which is from 7 to 7:30 p.m. If you book one event, that's only 500 rupees. If you want to attend as many events as you want to, then just book a whole day pass, and you'll be able to get into as many events as you want to, as your time allows. But do remember that Bhashwati is giving her time free for us, so that she can help us raise funds. So we do hope that you're going to book your spot. All you need to know more details is go to our website guinnessplanet.com and just check out all the details and everything else that is happening. Thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you, Bhashwati, for sharing your journey and about your session. So hope to see you all, and Bhashwati and I look forward to meeting you.
Thank you, Shweta. Thanks, everybody.